Alrighty, we are up in here. Happy New Year. The year 2022 has arrived, and therefore
Mhm.
bringing you a brand fresh out of the box Carolina Panthers talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. Your hosts for this new episode, this new year. Myself,
Mhm.
Blitzball champ Jason Ingram, and joining me for this preview of the Carolina Panthers versus New Orleans Saints Week 17 matchup of the Bleeding Carolina Blue podcast, Mr. Carolina himself. What's up?
Happy- What's going on, my brother? Happy New Year. Glad to join you for the new show in the new year so we can bring the year in correctly and right.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
it's going to be a struggle. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be a struggle.
Yeah, but we're going to get through this and we're going to make an impact.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have no doubt about it, brother. I have no doubt about
So, what I would like to do before we get into the meat of today's topics,
it. Mhm.
I do want to take the time to pay some tribute to two greats that have recently passed away. Talking about the legendary John
Oh,
Madden,
absolutely.
who recently passed away, was I believe he was what 85 years old.
I believe so. Mhm.
And just recently, I just heard this report. The passing of former Falcons head coach Dan Reeves just passed away
I
as
saw
well.
that. I did saw that. Rest in power. Rest in power. I did see that.
Indeed. Um, I tell you, I remember, like I said, Madden. The Madden video games have been around for like so long. I remember playing against my brother in the Madden on the Super Nintendo, and
Oh, heck yeah.
And I tell you, it was so iconic seeing Pat Summerall and John Madden do commentary, and it goes a long way. And of course, John Madden, very intelligent when it comes to pro football. I mean, you can't mention the NFL without mentioning John Madden. It's like a
I don't know.
must.
At all. At all. And it was like, yo, what you playing? I'm about to go play Madden. Bad, and that's all. You didn't even call it football, and it was mad. Even when I remember when 2K tried to come out with a football game, nobody would really play it because man, it was like Madden was the game to play.
hmm And it's a legacy that I really believe is going to continue strong. I remember one of the recent updates they put in when you start the current Madden game. It shows like a little tribute page for John Madden, and I'm willing to bet money that the next release of Madden, they're gonna do like some sort of legendary John Madden collector's edition.
Oh,
I'm betting on it.
you already know, and people it's gonna be at least $150 to buy that edition without doubt.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if there were scalpers that tried to resell it for like three times or four times as much. I'm willing to bet
Oh, you
money.
already know. Oh, look, I'm not gonna bet against you because I mean, it's the supply and demand. People are gonna want that, and scalpers, like they did with the PS5 and the new Xbox, people gonna buy it up and they're gonna try to sell it to get their money back plus some more.
Indeed, indeed. And it's just the timing is crazy because you had that documentary
Hmm.
and then just out of nowhere, just I mean, maybe that was a sign or what, but yeah, it happened right after his documentary.
It's like it was a send off. It was a way to say goodbye.
Indeed. And I remember Coach Dan Reeves. I remember he coached with Atlanta for quite a long time,
Yes,
and I
man.
I remember
Mhm.
even seeing his likeness in one of the Madden games, like face and style and everything. Thought that was
Yeah, when they had the Dirty Birds with Jamal Anderson and Mike Vick, and when they had Algie Crumpler and the boys down there. So I remember Dan Reeves.
oh yeah. So wanna definitely do a special dedication of this episode in their names. Been very prevalent in the sport of football for dozens and dozens and many, many more years. And,
Mm-hmm.
it won't be the same without them, especially like hearing the voice of Madden. Uh, it just won't be the same. But hey, just have to do some commentary up there in heaven with Pat Summerall.
Absolutely. Look, they up there in heaven commentating on the games on Sunday. I
And
can hear it now.
indeed, indeed. And I imagine they have quite a workload even in the kingdom of heaven.
At
But
all times, nobody sleeps.
but our condolences go out to the families of Dan Reeves and of John Madden.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
special episode of Carolina Panthers talk dedicated
Mm-hmm.
to those two fine gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so today's main subject, we're doing the preview. Week 17, second to last game of the season. We're on the road, Carolina Panthers against the New Orleans Saints, a team we did beat earlier this season, second game of the season. But the position, not exactly the same for the second meeting.
Yeah.
So, matchup predictor, 66.7% chance that the Saints win, 33% chance that we win, and a 0.3% chance of a tie. And ooh, they definitely have back more people than they than the first matchup in week 2.
Uh-huh.
But looking at our injury report, so we know for sure no Stephon Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
No Cam Irving.
no Cam Newton. Like, I mean, I know he could play, but I highly doubt that they're going to even touch him unless Sam Darnold gets hurt.
Oh.
Um,
What happened to the two quarterback system, Matt Rule? What happened to the two quarterback system? Oh, it don't work no more. Oh, your boy back now. Oh, that don't. I ain't gonna say the word. I ain't gonna say the word. I'm gonna try to. Oh, that privilege. No, I'm gonna say that privilege kicking in a little bit. Oh, that Mr. Rule. Now your boy is back. Oh, I'm
hey,
just saying.
hey, he still supported that process the entire time.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just throwing that out there, Mr. Rule. Sam, throw another pick, Darnold. You are now the starter again. Hmm.
And you know what gets me about that is that on social media, there were so many people that were like, well, when Sam Darnold came in that game, he didn't throw any interceptions or anything like that. I'm like, well, he didn't throw any touchdowns either.
He got the pass off, and let's be real about it, off of a busted coverage. Shy Smith was wide open.
Hmm.
If you can hit that as a professional quarterback, you shouldn't be in the game regardless. Let's just be real about that one. Shy Smith was wide open because if you notice, the safety in the corner bit on the same man, and
Hmm.
Shy was by himself.
Yep.
That's why that pass went like that. And if you notice, that was the longest pass that he had.
Yep. 63 yarder.
That's all he did. So let's not act like Sam Darnold came in and saved the day when we scored how many points again?
6. Not even a touchdown.
So
Not even a touchdown.
what did Sam do? That he didn't turn the ball over. Whoopee
And not only that, let's keep it real. 60% of that play was yak because Shy Smith got
ran.
a big portion of those yardage after the catch.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
just a little bit further and that would have been touchdown. But yeah, that that was mostly yak.
It wasn't Sam.
No,
And I give Sam his credit. He had to maneuver around to
hmm
get put himself in position. He went through his progressions. So I will give Sam Darnold credit for that.
hmm
You get that, Sam. But it wasn't like he threw it on a frozen rope into coverage and shots made an incredible catch. He was wide open.
Right.
You got to make that throw.
And not only that, I mean, when you think about it, that first game, the touchdown pass to Robbie Anderson, Robbie still had to kind of slow down to catch that ball, that deep ball.
Because he did it because Sam, I'm about to call him Sam Arnold. Sam Darnold. I mean, he's like a cartoon character to me. Sam Darnold's arm has never been the greatest, even dating back to USC. It
Right.
has never been the greatest arm. He's a pretend gunslinger that has gotten away with certain things, but again, it goes back to even at USC, his arm, his skills were not that great. His talent, his production did not warrant a top three pick. It just didn't. It was just that teams in the top of that draft needed a quarterback. The Jets needed a quarterback.
Right.
Sam Donald, here you go. Because as the media members, Mel Kiper and those guys like that, hype up these quarterbacks that are not really that good.
Hmm.
He was one of those quarterbacks that got hyped. He's not that good. He's not a game changer. He's not even a game manager at this point.
Yeah, there was, which by the way, Mactown Tony, Happy New Year, welcome to the stream. Um, yeah, at first it was questionable, but I think it's safe to say that he's definitely not a game manager.
No. You can't you can't turn the ball over at the rate that he does. You can't have the happy feet that Sam Darnold does. Granted, yes, our offensive line is putrid,
Right.
putrid, but you can't do that and still call yourself a manager of a game. Now he sat out those weeks and Cam had his picks, but again, as we talked about last time,
Hmm.
you throw any other quarterback in the scenario and they're not going to be as productive. They're not. The
Exactly.
man was the man was sitting on the couch, to his own words, eating some cereal. Again, no off season. He was training, yes, but you were just training to keep your body in shape. He
Yeah.
wasn't doing football training. He wasn't in the playbook.
Right. It was
But
mainly
now,
conditioning. Conditioning.
yeah, it's just like you get in shape. Like after we do this, I'm going to go work out. To keep get my body back in shape because that's what you're supposed to do. Let's get a workout in.
Hmm.
So to expect Cam to be like, okay, let me come and save the day, and that's what we as fans expected. We was like, Cam's going to come in and save the day, but that was hindsight. That was like I'm looking through this tunnel vision, like Cam's going to do it,
Hmm.
and then we missed the broader picture of we still didn't fix the offensive line.
Yes, highly agree. And I'll also say this because I also spent a little time in some other podcasts as well. I'll say this. Look, a lot of people want to say that, oh, we have Deshaun Watson. Oh, this instant playoffs, Look, I understand that there was a time where we had Cam Newton. We didn't have the best offensive line and made it to the Super Bowl. We know that the Seattle Seahawks have won a Super Bowl without, a not so strong offensive line. But listen,
It's
just
better
be
than this.
just because that's happened a few times doesn't necessarily mean that that's the best example to follow. We need as much as okay, quarterback, whatnot. But the top priority for a number of years for the Carolina Panthers, has been offensive line. And season after season, it's shown that. You know, yes, is it possible to make the playoffs if we had a Deshaun Watson? Okay, sure. But just because of that small possibility, we can't bank on that so strongly. You know, it makes me think about Chris Rock said it best. You
Mm-hmm.
could drive a car with your feet if you wanted to. That doesn't make it a good idea.
It really doesn't.
Like,
It really doesn't.
we also want to build consistency. And, putting so much trust around the quarterback, which is very important position, one of the most important
Mm-hmm.
positions in the league, but
Mm-hmm.
you're essentially putting up one man against a firing squad with no type of protection. How can you expect somebody to survive? consistently.
Look at Russell Wilson now. Russell Wilson's getting beat up behind that makeshift offensive line they got in Seattle. That line is terrible. The difference, and I'm glad you brought up those examples. That Seattle team that won, that defense was ferocious.
Yeah,
Their defense was on point. That is why they were able to get away with stuff because the defense was really shutting people down. You weren't scoring 30, 40 points like you can on us. You weren't getting that on Seattle's defense. On our
exactly.
defense, you're going to get that because again, and somebody pointed this out that I was talking to earlier. Our defense's numbers are skewed because our first few games
Hmm.
were against like fourth and fifth string players. Let's
Hmm.
just keep that real. When we played quarterbacks, elite talent quarterbacks, it showed our defense's true colors. When
Hmm.
we played against lines that were above average,
Hmm.
heck, we played against lines that are average. They're running the ball down our throat. So our defensive numbers are like this. That's that mirage. It looked good. Oh, I see something. What is it? I see something there. Oh, that looks. Oh, that's not real. Our
Yeah,
defense was a mirage. It
ex-
is what it is.
exactly. Mactown Tony says we need a we need total O line overhaul and defensive tackle, and give Cam a full season. Then 2023 draft a quarterback. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've been ringing that bell. Yes, rebuild the line.
Let me share a stat with y'all. Do y'all know that in his entire career with the Seattle Seahawks from 2012 to 2021, Russell Wilson has been sacked 425 times.
Whew, Jesus.
Not to mention, there has only been 2 seasons where he has been sacked less than uh less than 40 times. Only two
That's a lot.
seasons.
That's a lot of icy hot and Epsom salt baths. I'm just saying. That's a lot of visits to the chiropractor.
So if y'all don't think O line is on that high level of importance, then I,
Hmm.
I don't know what to tell y'all. For 425 times.
Russell Wilson is not the biggest guy in the world.
And we're talking about sacks. We're not even talking about hits, maybe that he was able to get rid of the ball or whatnot, but we're not even talking about total hits. Those are just
Sack.
sacks.
You get hit more times than you do sacks. So I'm pretty sure those numbers are probably doubled what he got sacked.
Yeah. Not to mention, in 2018, he got sacked 51 times. 51 times in one season.
Bro, that's terrible. Hey, I see that's what offensive line play gets you. If you don't build smartly through the draft, your quarterback is going to get punished. Not only that, it also has to factor into what kind of plays are you calling. Like Seattle, to their to what they do with their offense, calls a lot of shots down the field. So Russell has to hold the ball a little bit long. So that does also factor into his sack total. But again, I have I'm not a huge Seattle fan,
Hmm.
but I don't know too many Pro Bowl offensive linemen that the Seattle Seahawks have had. I just don't.
The only one that I think comes to mind, and I think he had the one Pro Bowl year, I think was Russell Okung.
That's there you go. And then he came. That was how many years ago though?
Oh man, that was yeah, that was forever ago.
So
And
that's it.
the thing with him, he's been dealing with health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
Doing health issues when we brought him here.
yeah, and so I can't stress enough how important O line is, especially in our situation. Now, looking at the injury report, injury slash COVID. So what they have listed so far, so for reserve, injured reserve, of course, AJ Bouye, Dante Jackson, Troy Pride Jr., the usual, Zane Gonzalez, on the COVID list. So they still technically have Brian Burns on the Panthers website COVID
Yeah.
list. So he's on there. Marquise Haynes Senior's on there. J.C. Horn, which I mean he's out for the season. Phil Hoskins, Daryl Johnson, Davion Nixon, Matt Paradis, which he's out for the season. Hassan Reddick, Sam Tecklenburg, Shaq Thompson, Tommy Tremble, and PJ Walker. So,
Where we gonna play with the practice squad? Who's playing?
and even Reggie Bonifon coming from the practice squad, he has COVID.
Oh my god!
So,
It, like I said, this has been like a terrible. It's been a terrible season.
hey, Super Trebo, Happy New Year. Welcome to the stream. Super Trebo says, did you hear the report? There was a report that David Tepper is embarrassed and not happy about the contract he gave Matt Rule. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's regretting it. He's legit regretting bringing in Matt Rule, especially after the comments that he made, which, if you ask me, is derailing to the team. How the heck are you going to sit there and say, "Oh, I chose to come here when I could have been making a lot more money, taking up that USC or vacant college coaching positions." I'm like, you're really gonna sit there and say that? Really?
That's like, yeah, it's like you checked out. You pretty much literally, legitimately checked out on your team. You know what I'm saying? That's so arrogant and just egotistical to say.
Like,
Man,
and the sad thing was, Mr. David Tepper was originally like, "Oh yeah, I'm like we're in communication all day, every day, before the game, after the game. Oh yeah, I fully support him." And then, see, oh, but this is the guy that you saw a lot of yourself in. Hmm? What
mm,
what what happened to that, Mr. David Tepper? What
it
what happened to that?
was
Nah, this
bogus.
is this is this is your man. You saw a lot of you and Coach Matt Rule. What now?
Yeah, that was your guy. That was your guy you were going to bat for. That was your dude. You know, let's bring him in. You know, let's give him a third year. That third year ain't looking so good right about now.
And to be
Mm.
honest, if you keep him another year, it doesn't turn into this being Matt Rule. This turns into being on you, Mr. Owner.
Bruh, you can't after his comments, after this record, after the way he's handled this team, if we give Matt Rule one more year, it's gonna set us back for another 7. If we give him
Yeah,
one more year, you got to figure the development. We still do not have that franchise quarterback.
right.
That's going to take time. We still need to build our offensive line. That's going to take time. You
Yeah.
still owe Sam Darnold almost $19 million.
Yep, that fifth year option.
And by the way, genius move. We're still paying Teddy Bridgewater to play for the Broncos.
Yep.
So you bring in Matt Rule. Oh, and what? We still have a second or third round pick.
Yeah, we still don't have a second and third round pick.
So you have to hit on this. I'm going to say we're going to get a top 6. Right now, I think they have us at the 6th overall pick right now in the draft.
It's sixth or seventh.
You got,
Um,
we got to hit. If we don't trade back, it's like, look, take one of the best offensive linemen and just call it a day.
yeah, we're at seven. The Jets are above us.
Take a lineman. You have Taylor Moton on the right. Brady Christensen graded out good on the left hand side of the line. Okay, so now you have your right and left tackle. Give Brady Christensen the offseason to hone his craft,
Hmm.
stick him in there, and let's see what we got. Because last game, he actually had the highest grade, I believe, on our offensive line last week, which ain't saying much because we gave him 7 sacks, but he did not give up a sack. Not one. He gave up 3 pressures, 0 sacks.
Right. Right.
Okay. Against a great Tampa Bay front pass rush. He held his own.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Taylor Moton on the right, Brady Christensen on the left. And again, I'm still gonna beat this drum. Give Deontay Brown some burn at guard because Michael Jordan and what's our boy's name at right guard?
John Miller.
Don Miller, you're not it.
Yeah,
You're not it.
his production has fallen off greatly.
Okay, and then say we get one of these top offensive tackles in the draft next year.
Hmm.
Brady Christensen, I love you. You're a cool guy. Slide him into guard. Put one of Evan Neal or the young man out of NC State. I can't remember his name right now. I think it's hard to pronounce. Put
Um,
one.
Ikem Ikwanu.
Put one of them at left tackle. You have your bookends at left guard, right tackle, and left tackle. There's your three linemen right there. Whoever the coach will be. So now you just need a center and a right guard. But well, technically you have a right guard that's already on the roster. Just give him
Hmm.
some burn in Deontay Brown. So now that
Yeah.
cuts down four of those five positions. Again, you just need the one. So go get you a center. You can get one of those either in the later rounds of the draft,
Hmm.
or I don't know who's the top free agent center coming out. Go get one of them. But you have your line plugged up and you let those boys grow and grow some chemistry. That's what we should be doing for next year, in my
Agreed.
opinion.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If I hear a single quarterback drafted in that first round, I'm a pitch a fit.
I'm gonna throw my TV out the window. I'm literally gonna throw it. We don't need a quarterback in the first round. There's no quarterback in this draft that is worthy of us passing up, fixing our offensive line. There's not one. I don't care what nobody says. There's not one quarterback that passes that. And I told you about your boy Pickett. I
Hmm.
told you about it. He got the smallest hands of any quarterback in this draft.
Hmm.
So what does that mean? Everybody knows that means a quarterback. When it gets cold and you got to grip that football,
Hmm.
that finger right here is gonna start slipping off a little bit more. You're not gonna get in there, you ain't gonna get that spin on that football you do when that weather's warm.
Hmm.
Don't don't reach for a quarterback because you feel like we have to grab one. You get a
Right.
quarterback when you've established your interior line out. Because all you're gonna do is shorten that rookie quarterback's career because
Exactly.
nobody's there to block for him. Get a lineman.
If you ask me,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how Brady Christensen does, like I would say either we get the best tackle available, you know, Evan Neal or Charles Cross. Um, if we want to consider versatility, if we do plan on sliding Christensen, then you know somebody like Ikem Ikwanu from NC State, or maybe even a Kenyon Green from Texas A&M might
He
be
is good as well.
might suffice.
He is
And
good as well.
you know if you feel that you're confident with the tackles, then maybe you know affording somebody like a Tyler Lindenbaum from Iowa, you know, which I don't think will get drafted high, but I mean, you know, he's a interior lineman that you can
Mm-hmm.
build up off of. I mean, you really want to go based off of that, which is why these final two games are really going to do a good bit of evaluation, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can take that and be like, okay, you know, we got you know sixth, seventh. If we can get the fifth pick, you
That's
know
awesome.
that would make it even easier because even if you know somebody like the Texans or the Jets take Evan Neal, you know, or Charles Cross, I mean they could only really take one or the other by the time it gets to
Mm-hmm.
us, so we can still get a strong candidate at tackle at you
Absolutely.
know, so what I feel that we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, Mactown Tony says, build the O line up. We should keep Cam for another year. Now, the thing with that is, you know, is David Tepper, you know, is the team, the organization willing to give Cam another year? And two, where's his mind, where's his heart at?
Yeah, that last press conference, that had me like looking at Cam like, Don't do that, bro. Because you talking about reminiscing and looking back, like. But I get where he was coming from, and even in that press conference, he low key was calling guys out. Very low key was calling guys out. Which which needed to happen from day one because guys are not playing real good professional foot. They're not playing the Panther football that as real fans are used to seeing, and it's
Right.
kind you see it in the way that they're doing their schemes, and the way that they're tackling, the way they're running their routes, the way that they're blocking. We're not used to this. We've seen bad football as Panther fans. Let's just keep it real.
Hmm.
We've not seen, but even in the worst of seasons, they've never quit.
Right.
You can see the quit in a lot of these guys. And I'm not calling it, I know you're all grown men. You can see the quit in a lot of these guys when they're playing because the effort's not there. I just like we just talked about. We've seen a Houston Texans team that has nothing to play for, just play lights out
Yep.
because they wanted to win. It's a pride thing. So you
Hmm.
mean to tell me Houston Texans team can ball out? And what did they play? The Chargers, I believe, went on the Chargers
I believe so.
and whoop the Chargers, who are a great football team.
Hmm.
But we get swept by the NFC least, as everybody likes to call them all the time.
All
We got our
four.
butts kicked.
All four teams.
We couldn't win. Not we couldn't. The Giants are putrid.
Yeah.
Washington is Washington is showing their colors. Philly is starting to get their stuff together, but Dallas just beat us like we was a redhead stepchild.
I still can't. But we only got a field goal in the Giants game.
The Giants are people are laughing at the Giants, but if they're laughing at the Giants, what are they doing to us?
Oh
It's
shoot.
like when somebody says the Panthers are about the poorest run organization right now, David Tepper, that speaks to the top. And what they say, excuse me, they say shit roll downhill.
Hmm.
It's rolling downhill because it starts with you.
Yeah.
You hired this idiot.
Yeah.
You brought him in because of what he did in college. So again, what we said, you brought an unproven coach, proven a little bit in college, but if you look at his record at what is it, Temple,
Temple.
he was only a few games over 500.
Hmm.
But again, look at the level of competition he was playing at Temple. Let's not kid ourselves here. You went to Temple.
Yeah.
You didn't go to SEC. You know what I'm saying? You didn't go to Big Ten. You went to Temple.
Hmm.
Then you went to Baylor.
Right.
And if you look at some people that are talking about Baylor, they was like, look, Rule just lucked into some good players and some good talent there and was winning. If you look at it, Baylor's still kicking ass in college football.
Hmm. Facts.
So wasn't Matt Rule, or you just looked into a good program? That was kind of shaky at first, but you had some good players coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
And then
points.
that's it. And then again, you come here. You cannot hide your favoritism towards guys you used to coach.
Right.
You got to stop doing that.
Exactly.
Robbie Anderson, great player. Robbie Anderson, again, like I said a while ago, is our Ted Ginn.
Hmm.
He's a deep threat.
Deep threat.
That would it, and congrats, Robbie, on getting engaged. God myself, I know how that feels, because congrats on that one. But brother, you are on a realistic team, a third or fourth option on a real team with real receivers. That's what he is. Robbie Anderson did not deserve that extension. He didn't. But we gave it to him. PJ Walker should not be on anybody's roster. Let's just be real about it. But you know why he is? Because Matt Rule had him at Temple.
Temple.
How many Temple guys or Baylor guys do we have on this roster? Why, Matt Rule? Why? Brandon Roy, like you're a nice guy. You have little plays here, but why are you here? Oh, that's right. You went to Baylor.
Yeah.
So Matt Rule
It
brought
definitely
you
it definitely adds up. It definitely adds up. Mamba, welcome to the stream. Happy New Year. He says,
in.
"What's
Happy
up?"
New Year.
He says, "What's up, guys? Happy New Year. The countdown to the draft begins. I'm rooting for the Eagles and Giants." Yeah, I mean, like I
That's what we
said,
are.
I'm not confident that we'll win these last two games. So it's looking like if we end up landing like a six or a five spot,
It'd be awesome.
we could do some stuff with that. Um, let's see. And then looking, so no Stephon Gilmore. So there's going to be a lot of spotlight on C.J. Henderson, Keith Taylor, Stanley Thomas Oliver III is going to get an opportunity. Rashawn Melvin, who's one of the veterans, and apparently they promoted Madre Harper from the practice squad, so we're going to get to see some of him.
Never heard of.
Um, it is expected that Brady Christensen will start at left tackle, with Cameron Irving still out.
Good.
Uh, questionable. Justin Burris, Jermaine Carter Jr. are listed as questionable. Sean Chandler is doubtful.
Hmm.
So, whoo, man.
That's
So,
a lot.
yeah, that's a whole lot. And then if we look at the Saints, uh, Traquan Smith, he's out. Mark Ingram, LeJordan Humphrey, Ty Montgomery are questionable. Cornerback Bradley Roby is questionable.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, both teams are pretty beat up, between injury and COVID. Uh,
Both teams have bad quarterback. But you know what? Both teams have bad quarterback play.
mhm.
But and I know it's crazy as it sounds, and I feel y'all gonna hate me. I'd rather have Taysom Hill than Sam Darnold.
I mean, no, that's not a bad argument. It's not a bad
I,
argument at all. Um, Mamba says, I say we trade back. Can you elaborate a little bit? Cause how would you do the trade back scenario, Mamba? If you have an idea.
how
Um,
far back would you go? How far back would you go to trade back?
yeah, because you have to also think we don't have a second and a third round pick, so do keep that in mind. Super Trebo says, "Happy New Year, y'all." Yeah, if
Happy New
they
Year.
if they lose out, it'll be the third straight year the Panthers get 5 wins. That 6-2 Panthers record with Cam before it all went downhill in 2018 feels so long ago.
It does, and it happened after what game? Who were we playing when it all went downhill when Cam got hit? Who were we
Steelers.
playing? So people say, "Oh, Cam hasn't been good in years." The man has been hurt for how many years now, and was playing through the hurt. So it's just it kills me. I know look, love Cam Newton. That's my guy. He always
Uh-huh.
will be my guy, no matter what he does. But let's be real about it. There's some throws that Cam goes, and I'm like, oh my God, bro, why would you do that? But the man has been carried this franchise. We said this for 9 seasons. He carried this team for years and hurt and everything, and we never gave him the proper weapons nor protection to be productive when he was here.
And you know what's crazy about that? Yet we still got a Super Bowl appearance with him, and yet he won the MVP.
But he's not a great quarterback, though. He just
Despite
used oh,
despite the accuracy issues, he won an MVP.
and how many touchdown passes did he have that year?
I believe he was 35-10.
And how many rushing touchdowns did he have? He had another 10 to 15 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's an MVP. Cam is not your, and that's I think that's what rubs people the wrong way. Cam Newton is not your traditional quarterback because Cam Newton changed the way that people view that quarterback position.
Right.
Because coming out, you weren't seeing a 6'5", 6'6", 250-pound quarterback that runs a 4.5, 4.4, 4.5 40 and had a rocket for an arm. You weren't really seeing that coming out of college. So people looked at him and was like, oh, this is how we use him. This is how we do this. i.e., hey Taysom Hill, how you doing?
Hmm.
Other quarter like again, Cam Newton was Lamar Jackson before Lamar Jackson came in here. Lamar Jackson's just faster. That's just what he is.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, Kyler Murray. You can thank Cam Newton for the way that you're playing as well because we view quarterbacks differently now. Cam Newton was the only quarterback that we really know that we can say, okay, we can physically go 11 on 11 because my quarterback can either outrun your linebacker or run over your linebacker and your corner.
Oh yeah.
So that's what we did. So Cam has had success. So yes, I would love to see us give him an off season, but not under Matt Rule. Not under Matt Rule.
And I think a lot of it is going to also come down to who we will have at offensive coordinator for this next season. uh, Mactown Tony says we gave up a lot for Sam since we see he ain't worth the price of Big Red. Dang, that was savage. That was savage. But he's not wrong.
He's not. He's
He's
not at all. Because we gave up for something for a quarterback that again, and I'm glad he said that because you look, bro, you're 100% right. Sam Darnold showed who he was in New York. I've
yeah.
been saying he showed who he was in New York. So we brought him here because we have the guru again, who's not even here anymore, Mr. Joe Brady, who now has been rumored to be getting other head offensive coordinator positions been interviewed for him because he's gonna be back in the NFL because he ain't going to LSU.
Mm.
So you brought him here thinking y'all could do it. You couldn't do it. Oh, Matt Rule is known for building college teams. Again, like I said last time, you got a 17, 18-year-old kid fresh out of mommy and daddy's house. They're going to listen to you because they're not trying to go back to their old town and be like, look, I told you wasn't going to make it. So that's their fear. You wasn't going to make it. You went to college. You right back here selling cards, doing Washington, doing whatever we doing.
Hmm.
And that's the fear with that. But again, when you got grown men on contract that's making millions of dollars, that same little rah-rah speech you came in my house and gave my parents in my kitchen or my living room, it's not going to work up here.
Hmm.
And it's not working. So that's why, again, you have these reports
Hmm.
about the locker room because they don't respect him. Again, I told you this the other day. They're going to tell us anything we want to say on camera.
Yep.
They're going to say, oh, well, they're going to tell everybody what they want to hear because if you don't, it shows that kind of dissension on camera. Now, again, behind closed doors, I'm going to cuss you out and tell you about yourself
Hmm.
because this is what I think you. And I said, I've been in these kind of locker rooms from high school to college to semi-pro football. I've been in these locker rooms where, look, I'm going to tell you what y'all want to hear. But behind closed doors, like me, I don't rock with you. I
Hmm.
don't like you because what you're bringing to the table is not going to get us to where we need to go.
Yeah.
Matt Rule, what he's bringing to the table is not going to get us back to a Super Bowl because, again, you spent all your first draft on defense.
Yep.
Cool. But your first two signings this offseason were on bum offensive linemen that the other team clearly didn't want.
Yep.
Come on, bro. And then you gave your boy, because you have final say. Everybody knows you have final say, even sometimes over Scott Fitterer.
Yep.
You gave your boy an extension. So that money again that we spent for Robbie, no disrespect to Robbie, should have went to some offensive lineman. That money you spent on Cam, Pat Efline, I have no look. You've been good as a center, but that money should have been spent towards upgrading
Yep.
the offensive line.
And the sad thing about his boy Robbie Anderson,
Mm-hmm.
which, like I said, I give him credit. Came to Carolina first year, got over 1,000 yards receiving with Teddy Bridgewater. This season, 459 yards receiving. Shoot, depending on how things go, he might not even get to 500 in these last two games.
Now with Sam understanding because you said you look at it, Sam didn't start targeting Robbie really until they start bringing it up in the media.
Right. It's a good point.
We
Um, Mamba brought forth his scenario. So Mamba says, I say trade back to the 11th, but no further than the 11th. I think we trade back and get some draft capital. We have too many needs to not have all our picks. While I agree with, yes, too many needs to not have all our picks,
Indeed.
trading back to the 11th. Now,
Tell them to take Sam Darnold while they're at it.
we could potentially trade back to the 11th and maybe get uh at least still able to get a premier offensive lineman, because I mean the class is deep. The class
It
is
is.
deep because I figure, Kyle Hamilton, the Notre Dame safety, I feel like he's going to be gone. We got
Mhm.
some big name edge rushers, Kayvon Thibodeau, Adian Hutchinson. I'm pretty sure will be
Gone.
picked up.
They'll be gone.
Um, it's really gonna come down to, I think, I'm pretty sure by that time Evan Neal and maybe even Charles Cross will probably be gone.
They'll be gone.
But if we can get to that point and we could still get Ikem Ikwanu, then I think
Mhm.
that's a win. I think that's a win.
Absolutely. I know they have him. They have him going though. From the mock drafts that I've seen, they have him going top 10.
They haven't gone top 10. Yeah, so it'll be pushing it. It'll be
Mm-hmm.
pushing it. But now let me ask you this. Do you see
Mm-hmm.
a quarterback getting chosen in the top 10?
Yes. Every draft, and you know as well as I do, bro. Every draft, a team is going to reach. A team is going to reach out of desperation for their fan base and from their owner because they want to find that franchise guy. And even teams that are not in the top 10 are going to try to trade in because they're going to get conflicting reports on this player, and teams are going to feed them that smoke. Oh, I'm going to go grab, I'm going to go get this guy ahead of you. No, they have no intention of getting that person. So I can
Hmm.
see at least two quarterbacks going in the top 10. I can see it.
On Tankathon, they have Washington going Matt Corral, and they still have us going Kenny Pickett.
Why? What is and I said no disrespect to Kenny Pickett. And I said I have nothing against him. What does Kenny Pickett solve as far as the offensive line goes? You have an unproven rookie quarterback coming behind this shambles of an offensive line. So we're going to shorten his career. We're going to Ryan Latham. We're going to David Carr. What are we doing here? Stop doing this to rookie quarterbacks where you put them in position to fail because you don't build through the draft properly. Build your offensive line. Hey, look at Dallas. They have a hell of an offensive line. Hell, Tampa Bay has 3 Pro Bowlers on their offensive line.
Exactly. And
New
we
Orleans has Pro Bowlers on their offensive line.
and we didn't get a single sack on Tampa Bay.
There's a reason that teams like that stay productive. Besides having an adequate head coach,
Hmm.
you have a decent or you have a smart quarterback, and you have the offensive line to protect said quarterback and give him time to do his job.
Exactly. Because a lot of the folks out there that are wishing and reaching for us to get Deshaun Watson, we have to give them a reason to come here.
Why? Yeah. Why would he come in?
Why would he
For what?
come? Why would he come here to get killed?
Do I want to get beat up in Charlotte behind this terrible offensive line, or wait? Damn, Miami's looking. I mean, I'm being South Beach. The defense is actually doing good. Offense is doing better. I'll take South Beach.
Not to
Why would I? Why would I?
not to mention they're what on a 8 game winning streak after losing 7 in a row.
See what happens there, Jay? When you have the proper coaching and you don't bring in a bunch of college coaches that are over their head, they don't know what they're doing at this level. You don't bring in your buddies to coach. You bring in actual NFL coaches that know how to motivate the guys properly and they buy in. Again, the problem with this Panthers team is the players have not bought into what Matt Rule is selling. You
Mhm.
cannot tell me they have, because if they did, we wouldn't be 5-10. We'd be more like 10-5.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. Um, Super Treybo says, "Do y'all think if Carolina gets blown out by the New Orleans and Tampa Bay these last two games, do y'all think Matt Rule will be fired if he has a poor showing these last two games?"
Yes,
Well, after, his regrets, Mr. Tepper's regrets, I would say it's looking more like a yes.
I would say yes. I would, even if I don't know if we were competitive, which I don't see happening. But even if we are, again, like you said, Mr. David Tepper's his comments, Matt Rule's stupid comments, these
Hmm.
reports that are coming out, I do not see Matt Rule making it to a third season.
Yeah, facts.
David Tepper, you're gonna have to eat whatever money you owe him. You're a billionaire anyway. You have to eat that money, get old boy out of town. Your fan base, a lot of your fan base, and I said, you can just tell from the game, are turning
Hmm.
against your coach. They're done with it. They're tired. You said, we are not going to settle. His words, we're not going to settle for mediocrity.
Hmm.
Guess what we're looking at, Mr. Tepper? We're looking at mediocrity because he's mediocre.
Facts.
We're seeing a bad product. It's like a bad rerun that you see over and over and over again. And as a Panther fan, every time we turn on the television on Sunday, it's like a bad episode. Or because like you said, you can predict it. You've seen the movie several times. You can
Hmm.
rewind to the spot and be like, this something bad's gonna happen here. And it happens. And that's what we're seeing. You want your fan base excited again? Yes, you did the right thing bringing Cam back because everybody got excited.
Hmm.
If you want to regain some of your fans' trust, and I know, again, we never call for nobody to lose their job.
Right.
Matt Rule has to go because he's lost the locker room. If I'm 0-9
Hmm.
and I know my coach is doing everything that he can, he's motivating us, he's doing it, he's talking the talk, he's walking the walk. I'm gonna fight for you because I don't want you to lose your job. And I know you really want to be here.
Right.
Matt Rule don't want to be here, Jay. He really don't want to be here.
Yeah.
He's just here to collect a check.
Um. Yeah. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I think it's more and more obvious as time passes. It's more and more obvious. Um. Mamba says Kenny Pickett has only had one good year, while Matt Corral is more polished and a safer pick. Now I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, Mamba, and the reason why I have to disagree with you on that is only by a small margin. Kenny Pickett does take better care of the football. He does take better care of the football. He's he's improved some. He took a hit in yardage from 2019 to 2020, and then he did blow up his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And while Matt Corral has one heck of a deep ball, and he has improved his turnover rate, but there was the one year he threw 14 interceptions. So
You can double that if he does that in the NFL. He's gonna throw like 28 in the NFL.
while he had a 70.9 completion percentage that year, he still threw 14 interceptions. So I can't say for sure that Matt Corral's the safer pick. I think there's some I think there's some advantages and disadvantages between both quarterbacks. I can't favor one over the other.
I don't want either one. I don't want either one. We don't need it. And I said not to disrespect either quarterback. We don't need it. We need offensive line.
Yes.
Don't show me no quarterback. Don't show me no receiver. Don't show me no running back. Don't show me none of that.
And
Fix your line.
and as a matter of fact, Mamba says only way that we take a quarterback is if we go all out on offensive linemen this offseason.
But who I'm not I mean, look, and I can agree with that.
Hmm.
But who are the top tier? But we still have to factor in while we're doing that. We still have to resign our guys.
Yes.
and who are the top rated offensive linemen that are going to be out there, and how much money are they going to want? How much of that cap are they going to eat up?
Now that's one thing we do have an advantage our cap. I believe we should have
Like
good.
30 million?
Yeah, we should have good cap.
Yeah,
So it's really going to come down to like how we invest and really hitting the needs hard.
absolutely,
Like
absolutely.
that's what it's really going to come down to. Let's
Hmm.
see. Looking at All right, let me backtrack a little bit back to this matchup. So, we know for sure Sam Darnold is starting. The game has been moved from 1 p.m. to 4:25. So this is a 4:25 game.
Hmm.
And I mean, we're gonna we're gonna see a lot of different looks in this game. El Pirapao says, "Happy New Year, guys! Happy New Year to you as well."
Happy New Year.
So, for as far as defense, I mean, this secondary, like I said, we're gonna see a lot of C.J. Henderson. I assume he's gonna be put to test out, the receiver in the one position. But like I said, Keith
Hmm.
Taylor, he's had some good moments, and I would like to
Yeah.
see how Stanley Thomas Oliver the third does.
Hmm.
And then looking at looking at rankings. Well, another thing before I get to rankings. So this should be a game we see a lot on the passing game, a lot of Shi Smith and a lot of Terrace Marshall Jr. Like those two
Sure.
better be like the top receivers, like which next to DJ Moore, I get, but I
Mhm.
really want to see Shy and Terrace get some mad touches.
Absolutely, they should. We ain't seen much of them this season, so let's see what they can do the last two games.
Yes, and not only that, you've seen what Shy Smith can do when he touches the ball. Like,
Makes magic happen.
indeed. Not only that, shoot, you can even work in some end arounds with Shy Smith. He's got the speed. I mean, yeah,
Indeed.
Robbie Anderson, has been kind of hit or miss on those, but hey, you want to take a chance on somebody that has the speed? Give
A rookie.
Shy Smith a shot.
What?
Um, it's good that we're going to be seeing some Brady Christensen at left tackle. Uh, and then just somebody else on the offensive line. Like I said, give Deontay Brown a shot and just somebody make a play. Like do your
Anybody?
assignments, make a play. Um, I believe we may be getting. I don't know if we're getting Alex Erickson back.
I
But
know
I
Zylstra came off the COVID list. I think it was as well.
okay. So Zylstra, I mean, which
Mhm.
he's got the hands,
He
and
does.
and we only ran the ball 15 times against Tampa Bay. Can we please increase that?
And then what he said, we want to run the ball how many times a game?
30, 40?
So how do you get to 15? How do you get to 15?
That's
You like that's you should, and that's the part that I talk about with preparation. With preparation, stick to your game plan. If the game plan is to run the ball 30, 40 times, stick to your game plan.
amen.
It wasn't like Tampa Bay was blowing us out at first. Stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
Y'all had this corner that nobody ever heard of, looking like a Hall of Famer. I never heard of dude. I don't even remember his name now, but he got a pick. You know what I'm saying? He got a pick. He had like 10 plus tackles. Never heard of dude, but we was making him look like an all-star.
Yep.
With a lot of players look like all-stars against us. Let's do a lot the backup running back. How you give up a 50-something yard touchdown run to a running back that was probably on the practice squad a week before?
Yep.
That's effort.
It's
Effort and quick
it's
number.
it's sad.
Not behind. After I looked at that, I was like, who is this dude? Like that's not Fournette. That's not who is this? But we made him look good though. He got his shine. He got his 15 minutes of fame against us.
When it was so bad that they were just like, huh, we've won this game. Le'Veon Bell, take a few snaps. That's
That's
sad.
what I took. At that point, Jay, that's what I told you. At that point, and I look, I'm really admit, I told you, I turned the game off. I turned it off. I turned it off. I started playing 2K. Like I was done.
Mm.
I had to make myself feel better that day. I was done. I said, I can't. I'm not watching this. I'm not watching. I was playing 2K. Then I had to go to my mom's house. I was like, yo, I'm done. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. That's how.
Uh,
That's how depressed I was.
so couple of comments. El Pirapao says, "What NFL event was a teardrop moment for you? Like this season specifically, or in general?"
Mm.
Um, if we're talking about in general, I would have to say the um the Steve Smith touchdown in double overtime against the
Oh yeah,
Rams that
yeah.
took us to the NFC Championship. I literally lost my mind and went all over the house in tears.
You. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. I remember I was still at my parents' house at that time. I remember that. I do remember that. I was like, yeah. No, it was at my apartment. One of the two. But I was like, yo, I'm running through the house screaming, just like, yo, he did it. He did it. I'm throwing stuff that I ain't got no business throwing. Like I'm at a confetti party. Like that's how excited I was about that moment. Um, for me, it would be that Deshaun Foster run.
Oh man.
He
Yeah.
reached over that
Ah,
one. Yes, that one. That
yeah.
Deshaun Foster when he was just plowing through people and he was like, no, I'm getting in his end zone. That one. That was my moment.
And I'd have to say the second favorite moment, and I know this was more recent, but I knew when this happened, I knew this was who I was going to pick as the best tight end to ever play for Carolina. The winning touchdown in Seattle,
Yeah. Yes.
Cam Newton to Greg Olson, like easily. Like the play clock was running down. He got it off, did a little pump fake, and then he just let it fly. Greg Olson got through the whole secondary and caught it alone. And not only that, you could see in Greg Olson's face after he caught that and just spiked it down and just celebrated with his teammates. That was like a Greg Olson in your face moment.
I love Greg. Greg is my guy. Greg was my guy. For me, mm,
And the thing about that, I actually had a friend of mine that's a uber Seattle Seahawks fan that gave me so much crap ever since the NFC Championship game where we lost badly to the Seahawks in Seattle. The main big play was we had the punt return touchdown with Steve Smith. Oh, he would eat me up ever since then, and I won't ever forget talking to him after that game. I let him have it. I let him
yeah,
have it.
I can see that. I can see that one. I remember I always hated playing Seattle because, like, for the longest time, like I always felt like Seattle had our number.
Yep.
It's like we can't get past Seattle. Like, why can't we beat Seattle? Uh, I won't say mine. We've had a bunch of them. Um, I would say my next one would be the day we drafted Cam Newton.
Oh, okay. Nice,
The
nice.
day, the day we drafted Cam, because I'm sitting in front of my TV, I'm like, y'all better not. And I said, no respect, disrespect to him. I forgot who was the second quarterback taken in that draft. No, I think we were either going to pick Cam, his teammate, a defensive tackle was talked about. I remember as going number one, and somebody else. Oh, it was Blaine Gabbert.
Oh, Blaine Gabbert. Right, right, right.
And I was like, y'all better not draft Blaine Gabbert. So when I heard Cam Newton, I said, thank God. Like I knew our fortunes were changing for the better. And for the
Yeah,
next 9 years, as I said, for the next 9 years, Cam Newton made our offense and our team must watch. We just
indeed.
were.
I
We were prime time television.
good pick. Definitely a good pick. Um, Let me get caught up on Mactown Tony's comments. He's got a couple. So he
Hmm.
says no more running backs in the first or second rounds. We learned that from CMC.
Yes.
Yes. Denzel Perryman got away from us. Like how you like Matt Rule for that decision? Ugh.
Stupid.
Yeah, because I mean I know he had some a little bit of injury struggles, but I think the reason we let him go was because he wouldn't get vaccinated or something like that.
Yeah, he wouldn't get the vaccine. That's why we let him go.
Yeah, so bummer with that. He says we can draft a good blocking tight end at some point in this year's draft.
We got one.
Uh,
We
I
got two of them.
mean, what about Tommy Tremble? I mean, we
Block for tight end.
I mean we have Tommy Tremble. He's versatile and
Yeah,
he's known for that. Well, you don't like Tommy Tremble? And he says Chuba Hubbard isn't the answer for us. We still haven't gotten that 1-2 punch in our backfield. Chuba,
shows flashes. Chuba shows flashes.
if he can fix his Butterfinger catching hands and the fumbleitis, I think there's room for growth. I'll say that there's room for growth. He's just got to be able to apply because I think he can
Oh
grow
yeah,
into a formidable running back, but I think it's going to be something we have to really be patient with.
you got to remember he's still a rookie. He's still a rookie, so you're going to make rookie mistakes in your first season. The drops are going to be there. He wasn't a first round pick for a reason.
Right. So I'm not quite ready to say that Chuba Hubbard isn't the answer. I think it's too early. I think it's
You got to
too
give him
early.
time. Give him
Um,
time.
Super Trebo says you're right. The Deshaun Foster run against the Eagles was one of the most memorable and showed how much heart that 03-05 team had. Oh, facts.
That was that keep pounding mentality. That keep pounding. He was like, "Yo, I'm getting in this end zone. You're not going to stop me." I loved that run. Loved it.
Oh, I just thought of another moment. First game of the Super Bowl cardiac cat season where
Oh,
J-
Delhomme threw that nice floater to
Ricky
Steve's.
Prohl, Ricky
Oh, Ricky,
Prohl,
that one was good too. That one
and
was good too.
I remember it was so funny because Jake Delhomme ran to the end zone and then he kind of looked both ways to make sure there wasn't any flags, and he ran like a locomotive and just got down, hugged the mess out of Ricky Prohl. He was like we wanted to pile on top of him, but like that play was just like
Epic.
because the first half we had Rodney Pete in, and then
Mm-hmm.
they brought in Jake Delhomme. I was like, okay,
Who?
who's this guy?
The Cajun gunslinger.
And then
The
I
Cajun gunslinger.
and then I looked him up. I was like, okay, he was a third string with the Saints and
Mm-hmm.
apparently played in the CFL. Had some success in the CFL. Huh. Well, I guess. Well, whatever. Let's see what he can do. And we ended up coming back and winning that game. And I was like, huh,
We might have something here.
okay.
See, he did throw that pretty pass in the corner. Yeah, that was a gorgeous pass. My one, I would say, was when Cam led us on that comeback and threw that touchdown pass to Ted Ginn as well. That's another one.
The Patriots game?
When we came back and beat Tom Brady and the Patriots and nobody expected us, and when he hit Ted Ginn on that second round, he turned it up for the touchdown.
Oh yeah.
That was a good game as well. I love these are the moments that I remember as a Panther fan that made it fun to watch this team.
Hmm.
That is why it like me, and I know it kills you too, Jay, and a lot of these fans, it kills us to watch our team now because we remember what we used to be when the time when we were still pounding. We may not have won the Super Bowl, but our team was fun to watch and they play with that keep pounding mentality. Like Cam said, a lot of these guys don't understand the history of keep pounding. You
Exactly.
just come in here and you're not buying into what we are doing in Charlotte. You're just coming here for a check. Keep pounding means something to the players that were homegrown here,
Oh yeah.
who had the OGs to bring them along, say, hey, this is what we do in the Panther organization. David Tepper, you are trying to get away from that keep pounding mentality.
Exactly.
Matt Rule's trying to do his thing. It's not working because you're going to turn again that fan base and you're turning that locker room against you because the guys don't believe in you anymore. They're already on vacation in their mind. Let's be real. These guys are on vacation. They're ready
True.
to go.
For Mamba, he says for me was the Cam Newton run against the Falcons for the first down. It was the embodiment of the meaning keep pounding. Uh, the one that he
I,
ran for the first down or the one that he ran for the touchdown?
I know exactly what he's talking about. When everybody was piling on top of him and he was just still reaching and the offensive line kept pushing
Oh,
him. I know exactly which
that's
one you
right.
talking.
That's right. That's right.
That run
Sure
was
did.
awesome. That run was awesome. That embodied keep pounding. He could have just went down and be like, nah, I'm okay. He's like, no, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for these yards. And that's why I said, Jay, it kills me when I hear a lot of these YouTubers and people talk about Cam as if, oh, he was a bum. He was never like, dude, put his heart into this team. He put
Yeah.
his heart into it.
I
So
won't
why don't people recognize that?
I won't ever forget. It was either the I think it was the Patriots or the Colts, one of the two, but it was a third and 17 and he
Mm-hmm.
dodged like four tacklers and converted for the first down.
Because Cam, Cam is Cam gave us a that sense of it's like that magical unicorn that you hope to see
Mhm.
that you never really do, and organizations now have always who the Patriots have had for many years. Again, Seattle has had one for many years. Green Bay had one, has two of them,
Mhm.
and Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Like you get that quarterback that say, okay, as long as we have this guy under center, we're okay. When Cam got under center, we was like, we're going to be okay. We just got to build something around it. That's
Indeed.
it. And the only thing that we didn't do, but I respect Marty Herney for what he did. We put at least an adequate
Mhm.
offensive line around Cam the year we went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We got Michael Orr. We had Norwell. We had Trey Turner. We had Khalil, who was already there. So we had talent. Again, why the hell did we trade Trey Turner?
Three-time Pro Bowler.
Why did you just let Andrew Norwell walk?
Never gave up a sack.
So two guards at two pivotal positions, because what quarterbacks need to do when they can't, when that pressure's coming from the edge, because it's going to happen, I need to be able to step up comfortably. In that season, Cam could step up in the pocket
Yep.
because he had three Pro Bowlers right in front of him.
Yep.
That okay, I'm not going to get sacked. I'm good. They're going to hold it. And Trey Turner and Andrew Noah played with a nastiness too.
Not to
It was
mention,
nasty.
not to mention Norwell was undrafted.
He was hungry. Literally, I want this money. He got paid and he went down to the J. Just like, okay, well, y'all not gonna pay me up here.
Cuz he
Out of
was
here.
Norwell was decent size, but his main thing was technique.
Oh, he was a tactician. He was perfect in his technique. You weren't getting sacks on Norwell. Khalil up the middle was cool. Trey Turner, that's what I'm saying. We had building pieces, but we was like, oh no, we're just building. We'll take a bargain basement, shopping, and we'll still be okay with that. No, because what you did is you messed up your franchise quarterback with bargain basement shopping protection.
Yeah. Mactown Tony says one of his favorite moments was the 63-yard field goal to beat the Giants by Graham
Damn,
Gano.
I still have that on my YouTube playlist. I'm not even joking. I like hearing it the Spanish version. The Spanish version cracks me up every time.
what was so crazy about that, we had no timeouts and we had to rush out on the field to line up the kick that, and he nailed it.
Drilled
Nailed it. Didn't it
perfect.
didn't cut either direction. He nailed it.
Yo, that was an awesome moment. I do remember that. I remember I was out because I was with my sons at Buffalo Wild Wings. I remember that. I was like, oh, he's not gonna make that. I
Hmm.
said, but I'm hoping, I'm looking and I'm looking. I was like, when he kicked it, I said, oh, that's going in. Oh, and it made it with room to spare.
Yeah.
I said, yo, we got something here. Graham Gano, that's my guy.
Oh yeah.
That was
Like I remember seeing that. I was just like, are they even gonna get this on? Okay, he did get the kickoff, and it. Whoa. Oh my God, that's going in. That. Oh my God, that went in. That went in. Like I went crazy and just like I'm like, yeah, I love you, John Casey, but
Graham Gano.
Graham Gano might have beat you out as our best kicker.
Oh, that's a gift. Kate now Casey, very accurate.
True,
John
true,
Casey was very accurate. I'll give him that. He didn't have the leg of Gano, but he was very accurate.
true, true. John Casey, the lefty.
Number 4.
But let's see. Okay, MacTown Tony confirmed. Yeah, that was the Patriots game. The run on the against the Patriots, Cam, that converted that long third down. He also says they never built an offensive line for the long term to play with
Nope.
Cam for the long term. Facts,
Nope.
facts. Mamba
Band-Aid.
Mamba says people act like Cam isn't regarded as a top 10 quarterback for the 2010s. People don't really give Cam enough credit for how influential he really is. Facts.
Big facts. Big facts. When you can come into an organization and change the culture, you not only have the fans buying in, your owner buys in, your teammates buy in, the coaches buy in. Everybody said as long as QB1 was under center, we knew we had a chance. We knew we had a chance, come good, bad, and different. As long as Cam was under center,
Hmm.
I knew we had a chance. Like game winning drives, I said, okay, Cam gonna do something because Cam could do it with his arm, Cam could do it with his legs. I said, we're gonna do something, and he had a lot of comeback victories.
Oh yeah.
But,
I
but
mean,
that's again,
when you are making that kind of impact, that even folks like Derek Anderson are celebrating, doing the
we're doing.
celebrating with you. When when
Yeah.
when you got Derek Anderson filling in for Cam on one game against the Bucks, ran scrambled for the first down and went like that, something that
You
Derek Anderson never
never,
ever
never.
does. And not to mention, where was Cam at? On the sideline with a big old smile on his face.
And again, like we talked about a few shows ago, I mean, it was last show, the show before, guys weren't handing out footballs until Cam started doing it. Now all of a sudden,
Exactly.
everybody's handing out footballs. Cam was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna give me that football. Let me give it to this kid over here." Everybody said, "Oh, we looking for the next kid to give a football to," because Cam changed this organization for the better. So put respect on Cam Newton's name when you talk about it. It's not like we have this all-pro offensive line and he's just thinking of the joint. We have band-aids that from teams that the other teams didn't want these guys for a reason.
Hmm.
They're here. They were on the practice squad. They were on the streets for a reason. Matt Rule said, I can do this. I can work with these guys either because I know them or I feel like I got to figure it out. No, sir, you do not. You really don't. So instead of spending all those draft picks that first year on defense, maybe, just maybe, you should have got a few offensive linemen.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
Oh yeah. Um, Mamba also says even if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, Cam's legacy is secured, and we will never forget about him. Facts.
big facts. His
Giant.
his jersey his jersey should be retired as soon as he's done. You rip that off of him. You put it in a Wall of Fame in Charlotte, and you put his number on the, in the stadium. Retired number one.
Oh yeah.
Out of sheer respect for what he brought to this organization. Cam Newton jersey should be retired. Steve Smith jersey should be retired. Greg Olson jersey should be retired. Julius Pepper jersey should be retired. Luke Kuechly's jersey should be retired. Thomas Davis jersey should be retired. We have like legends here that don't wear that number.
Yep.
They've meant too much to this organization.
Indeed. And since Mamba mentioned Hall of Fame, we also got to take the time to show some love and honor the
Mitty.
this year's Hall of Fame finalists who established, keep pounding,
Mm-hmm.
the great Sam Mills.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Mills, 3-time All Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler.
Small guy with a big heart.
Indeed.
He was not the biggest
Indeed.
guy, but he was smart. He knew his keys, and he would hit you. Much respect to Sam Mills.
Indeed. And man, I miss the combo that we had with him, Lamar Lathan, and Kevin Green. Oh my God.
Deadly linebacker, cool. Deadly. We don't have that. And I think I talked about this last time. We don't have that combination now. The closest thing we came to that was Shaq, Luke, and TD.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That was a nasty linebacking core. Very nasty linebacking core. I actually would put them up there with that, with that linebacker core you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Because to me, and I know Sam Mills loves you to death, but Luke Kuechly was a different breed of linebacker.
Right. Right.
He was a different breed of linebacker.
And Mactown Tony says Jordan Gross's jersey should be retired. We never got it right again at left tackle.
Indeed.
Yeah, Jordan Gross. Yeah, he was the Carolina Panthers left tackle.
Best, best left tackle. Now, I will say this. I wish we would have got Michael Orr sooner
True.
because Michael Orr did play well at that left tackle spot.
He did.
But after him, it just went like this.
Yeah.
It's like we couldn't find that guy. Then we tried Darrell Williams, we tried over there. And oh God, I hate seeing this name. Khalil, we tried him over there.
Oh, Matt Khalil.
Right.
Younger brother Matt Khalil.
Nah, bro, you wasn't it, bro. Nah,
He had the rookie year with Minnesota. That was it.
that was it. You got paid off of that 1 year. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it paid off that 1 year.
Not to mention we gave him 3. We gave him a 3-year contract. What? Like what? That.
Marty Herney. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
Marty
his
Herney.
well, his big brother's great at center. Maybe his younger brother will be great at left tackle. I'm like, well, yeah.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Sorry to disappoint you, sir. No.
I mean, Seth Curry is good, but Stephen Curry is a champion, multi-time champion. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
MVP for a reason.
MVP. So just saying. Not all the dual threat brothers
Can't
end
play.
up being on the same level. I'm just saying.
Throwing that out there.
And but hopefully Sam Mills will make it. Unfortunately,
City.
Steve Smith was a semifinalist and he got cut. So
It's
uh,
okay.
he'll eventually get in there. If he doesn't get in there at some point, the NFL is stupid. But
Rigged.
yeah, seriously rigged. Um, looking at this matchup, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Well, here's the thing. New Orleans has some low numbers as well, so this might actually statistically be a little bit more balanced than we think. Um,
Possibly.
Offense, total yardage, we're ranked 28th. They're ranked 31st.
Yeah, they're bad.
Um, Rushing yards, we're ranked 19th. They're ranked 15th. Of course, Alvin Kamara. Um, on net passing yards, we're a little bit better than them. We're 29th. They're 31st. Uh,
No Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill still learning.
right. Which Jameis Winston, he's on IR.
Mhm.
Sacks allowed, we're tied for 26. They are at 17th.
Better off.
Um, right. Third down efficiency, they're actually worse than us. We're ranked 27th. They're ranked 30th. Is
Quarterback play.
right. And then points per game, they are tied for 17th. We are ranked 26th.
Of course.
Now, on the defensive side, which I'm still kind of iffy about some of these numbers.
Mhm.
Uh Total yards, they're ranked 12th. We're ranked second. I don't believe it, but
Nope. The
uh
Mirage I'm talking about, that's a Mirage.
for a rushing defense, they are ranked 5th. We are ranked 21st.
No surprise there. We can't stop a running nose.
Yeah, shoot, it wouldn't surprise me if they, just benched Kamara and had like the third string running back. I mean, it happened to us in Tampa Bay,
Yeah, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised by it.
and we still got to play them again, final game of the season.
Mhm.
Um, Passing yards defense, we are ranked second. They are ranked 17th.
Mhm.
Um, and we are both tied at 13th in sacks. Both teams have 36 sacks. Go
Now
figure.
that's one thing I'll give us credit for, but in all honesty, what's the last I'm still mad about the Tampa game. And I know it's hard to sack Tom Brady, but New Orleans did it the week before.
Show did.
So we can't get a pressure on. We can't hit him. We can't sack him not one time.
And it's going to be even worse if we have no Hassan Reddick and potentially no Brian Burns.
I mean, Gross Matos. That means Mr. Henry Senior. That means some of this no guys we never heard of.
Yeah, we're
I
going to
need
need to
I need to
see,
step up.
Morgan Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys they're going to have to step up, get some pressure. Otherwise, we're screwed.
Definitely.
Um, Third down efficiency, they're ranked 7th. We're ranked 10th. Takeaways, we're tied for 23rd. They're tied for 13th. And then points allowed, we are ranked 19th. They are ranked 4th.
Follow,
Oh, man.
follow your keys. Be in position to make a play. Follow your keys. Be in a position to make a play. Don't try to go above and beyond what you do well or why they have you on the field. That's the best thing I can say to these guys. Follow your keys and do what you do best. Follow the game plan. Don't try to be a hero. It's not the time to be a hero.
Indeed. Mamba says on paper, we should be a young stud team. We have a young and fast defense, young receivers, and two hungry offensive linemen, and Deontay Brown and Brady Christensen. All of our problems point to Coach Matt Rule.
I mean, brother, like that's what I said though, and that's the thing that kills me. It's about coaching. The boys are not buying into what Matt Rule is selling. They're not buying in. Again, they're going to put all the niceties in the world on the surface, but when it boils down to it, they're not like, look, bro, I'm not listening to you. You came here, you have no game plan. You're not a good motivator.
Right?
Your system that you have is not working. You fired the offensive coordinator telling us things were going to get better. It was his fault. It wasn't his fault, and we still can't really get nothing producing and going. So it sounds like it's you. You brought in all these college guys, and it ain't working.
Show ain't.
You brought in nobody on that coaching staff really has NFL coaching experience. Not one. And it's showing, it's peaking its head and it's showing. When you bring college guys to the NFL and try to bring that college BS up here, it's showing. It's not working.
And then not to mention, since they're available, we're probably still going to see Michael Jordan and John Miller at both guard spots. No love for Deontay Brown. Final two games can't get no
No burden.
love. Mactown Tony says Terrace Marshall got to show up and show some kind of flashy moments to keep me from looking at him like a suspect. That's fair. That's fair.
You're
That's
looking real familiar right about now, Terrence Marshall. Game recognized game.
Yep.
Start squinting my eyes at you too.
Got to make it happen because I mean your number's getting called. Show us something.
Show me anything, but I don't show me anything. Please.
Because also keep in mind
Mm.
the Saints are still in the hunt.
Yep.
So you best believe they're going to bring it. And we're playing at their house. They're still in the playoff hunt.
In that dome where it's hard to play, hard to win. You want
So,
to get down there.
which I think is honestly, I think it's going to come down between the Niners, the Eagles, and the Vikings. But I mean, both the Falcons and Saints are both 7-8. So I mean, they're still in it. They're still in
Somehow,
it.
somewhere.
So they're going to be bringing it
Oh, heck yeah.
hard and heavy.
Oh, heck yeah. They're trying to win. They got something to play for. Unlike us, we're just going to probably just show up.
Yeah. So Sam Darnold starting. Hmm. Whew.
And I have to
Uh,
watch. I have to watch the game. I know I have to watch the game. As painful as it's going to be, I have to watch the game.
honestly, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it wouldn't surprise me. 28-7 Saints.
I was going to go 35-3.
Dang, I was trying to show some mercy.
I'm not showing no mercy. I'm done with this. I'm done with
oh,
this team, bro. I'm
oh
done with this
man.
team. I'm
Oh,
done. We
well,
can't score. We can't stop anybody from scoring. It's gonna be like a track meet in the Superdome. I'm done with them, yo.
the
I can't. I can't.
only thing I can say, because I mean, we can pretty much mimic the same keys to the game that we said the past 3, 4 games, to be honest with you. And I'm at this point, I'm like, make the decision whether y'all want to try or not. That's all I can say. I mean, show me something. Sam Darnold, dude, show me something.
What did Denzel say in what's that movie? Not the program. What is that movie? Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans.
Oh, remember the Titans? Yeah,
Show me some heart.
yeah,
Show me some heart. And you're like, look, you don't have to beat them. Well, you'll be nice, but please, at this point, we know y'all not gonna beat them. But just show some heart. Go out there, and make a play, make a tackle, make a pick. Just Sam Darnold, please, for whatever reason, do not throw into triple coverage thinking you're going to complete that pass.
exactly.
Please do not do that. Please do not overthrow an open receiver.
And I'm gonna say this to all the Cam Newton haters that and we're embracing this. The only thing I'm going to say, keep that same energy
Hmm.
if Sam Darnold stinks it up.
You keep saying if. I'm going to say when Sam Darnold stinks it up.
Fair enough.
Because he is. Because Sam Darnold is who we thought he was. A bum. Get him out of here.
But at the same time, it's looking like this is Matt Rule's guy going into next season with the
If he's
whole
still here.
if he's still here. If he's still here. That's still up in the air as well. But in all honesty, I mean, I really don't have that much more to say about this matchup. I mean, I don't want to sound mean, but I don't see us winning this game.
Nobody does.
And it's just, hey, it's Sunday football. Let's watch, sort of thing. And that's really what this feels like.
And
So,
that's what I'm probably gonna do if my fiance lets me watch it and she doesn't like kick me out the house for yelling because I know we're gonna suck. But at this point, though, Jay, I have no more emotions towards the game. Like I don't. I just watch it now with like glossy eyes, and I'm just looking at it like, here we go. I don't even clap anymore. I just watch.
yeah.
I'm like, this is terrible.
I mean, if I could see somebody like a unfamiliar face make a play, a strip sack, a interception, or a long run, like like I said, like a C.J. Henderson pick or
Yeah,
Keith Taylor pick, or
I understand.
a Phil Hoskins strip sack, just something.
Something to get excited about. Yeah, okay, that I would clap. I would clap about something. But again, we're seeing the same old, same old. But like you, like I'm just this game. Like I'm just, I'm already over it. I'm done with it. This team is
Yeah.
terrible. But again, I'm still going to cheer for our team.
Right.
I'm
Right.
still going to cheer for you. But you are who we thought you were.
Yep. Mactown Tony says, "Fire Matt Rule, fire Matt Rule, fire Matt Rule" will be chanted again tomorrow. But the sad part about it, they will be saying it in New Orleans. Facts.
Oh, that's my people. So yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, when it's so bad that you had players, former Panther players from the Bills, saying, "Yeah, y'all need to get rid of that guy," it says something.
That he don't know what he doing. Even they see he don't know what he doing. Get him out of there, man. Like, and I hope David Tepper, you're a smart guy. And we know you might listen to these videos, you might not. You're gonna make your own decisions.
Right.
But if multiple former players, the analysis, if people within the organization are telling you this is not the guy, we know you went all in on dude. This ain't the guy, yo. Get him out of here before he does more damage to this team.
And not only that, Mr. David Tepper, dude, it's okay to say you made a mistake. It's
Yeah.
okay. This organization, other organizations have made plenty of them. It's
Yes.
okay. You come to terms with it, you realize it, big first part, and then you do something about it. It's that's the process. But
Yeah.
dude, just admit you made a mistake. It's okay.
Just don't keep the mistake. Don't keep it.
Exactly. I mean,
Brush it off.
you've done some good things with the Carolina Panthers Hall of Honor.
Absolutely.
You've did some
Absolutely.
you did some great things. And even bringing back Cam Newton, while it may
Okay.
have turned to Matt Rule using him as a scapegoat, you at least said, "You know what? Okay, he's healthy. I know what he brings, especially ticket sales, chemistry, culture.
Mhm.
Let me see. Let me just see about this. Let me
They
get
believe in him.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
The players believe in Cam.
yeah. So, just with that being said, like Mr. David Tepper, just do the right thing. If the long-term plan, you want to build winning culture, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, dude, when are you going to start like doing the necessary things that have been on the table for so long that need to be taken care of?
We saw it in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh built their line.
Yeah. So it's got to translate to here because you're not in Pittsburgh anymore. You're in the Carolinas. So yeah, but
We demand a winning product. Put it on the field, please.
indeed. But we shall see what happens. Like I said, yeah. Final words from you, Mr. Carolina.
Look, man, just we're gonna. I'm gonna go into this matchup with an open mind. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna hope that some of these young guys just show up and show out.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hope that they show some promise for us. Hopefully, a new coach that comes in here in order for them to keep their job. So I know it looks bad, but I'm hoping some of the young guys show up, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that Cam Newton gets one more year.
I will say I would love to see him get a full off
Mm-hmm.
season,
Mm-hmm.
and not only just a full off season, but a full off season with a new offensive coordinator. Like
Yes,
like if possible, I would love somebody like a
Perry Fuel.
yeah. I was thinking even Bill Callahan, Jim Caldwell,
Yes, yes.
like
That's what I think. Called. Why I say Perry Fuel? Isn't Perry Fuel like a defensive coordinator?
I think so.
I meant to Caldwell. That's what I was thinking. Caldwell. Yes.
But
What
like
a mm,
if anything, I would, I don't know if he'd be willing to do that role, but I mean, we gotta keep eyes on candidates like that. But just he needs a full off season and get immersed in a system where he can be successful and he has plenty of time to absorb.
absolutely. 1,000% agree.
And not only that, Coach Rule,
Got to
I,
go,
I
dude.
he's got to go. It has to happen.
Gotta go.
Stop with the hesitation, Mr. Tepper. Do the right thing, dude. Do the
And
right thing.
I hope your family packed up your house. That's what I'll come help you pack. Get out of here.
Yeah, but it has to happen. But going into this game, just somebody make a
Anybody.
play. Make a play and just show me something. Show me.
Show me some heart.
Show me some heart. Alrighty. Well, that will conclude this new episode, new year to kick off the year 2022 episode of
Mm-hmm.
the Carolina Panthers Talk. Um, it's been an honor and a privilege doing this, kicking off the new year right.
Yes, sir.
Of course, no matter what, keep pounding.
At all
And
times.
2 games left of the season. We'll get through this some way somehow.
Probably with alcohol. That's how I'm gonna do
Uh,
it.
oh man. Um, Mactown Tony says, but all seriousness, where do we put our GM Scott at for how our roster has just fell apart? Uh,
He's in that mix as well. He's in the mix as well because he made these trades. He gave up that draft capital to get these certain players in here. And as much as praise as we gave for bringing the defensive players in here, he should get the same blame for not addressing the offensive line, the offense position as well. So he gets the same equal blame.
he gets the same equal blame, and then to follow up with that, we have to really be like, okay, Scott Fitterer, what are you gonna do about it now? The
Yeah,
position
you
you
got to
put
fix
us
it.
in,
Mm-hmm.
some good, but some
Some bad.
bad. What are you gonna do to clean up the bad?
You got to fix it ASAP.
Because your first year is in the books now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the sophomore season with Carolina, what you gonna do to fix the bad? You need to focus and zone in on fixing the bad. What you gonna do?
Quickly, please.
It's gonna be a
Quickly.
very, very interesting off season indeed.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot of spotlight. But Mr. Carolina, remind the viewers and the fans where they can find and sync with you.
You can hit me up on my show, which I will be back on again. I know anybody that's clicked over there. I look the holidays, it's family time. I've been busy, but y'all can find me on the Bleeding Carolina Blue podcast. You can find me on the Men of Honor podcast. Again on Anchor. You can find me on Instagram at MrCarolina too. So, just hit me up. You want DM, you want to chat about something, you want to just kick it with holler at your boy, man. Find me on those platforms.
Indeed. And of course, as usual, Blitzball Champ Gaming bringing forth the action, pro wrestling talk, Carolina Panthers talk, many, many more things gaming on the U to the Tube, on Twitch, on Facebook, also on Twitter, Blitzball Champ, and also on Instagram, Blitzball Champ, but lowercase b, lowercase c on Instagram. But uh, looking forward to Sunday. Getting to some more topics here with Mr. Carolina as we are getting very close to the end of the season
Yep.
and just seeing what's going to happen this offseason with the Carolina Panthers. A lot to look forward to. 2022 hopefully will be a year of success, breakthroughs, hopefully getting healed and rescued from this pandemic. We got one last question in from Mactown Tony. What's
Mhm.
next? What's next for Joe Brady? Uh, um,
Supposedly he's
uh,
supposed to be interviewing for offensive coordinator position. So that's the last I heard.
I mean, hey, you could always, go back to, college, maybe, you know, offensive coordinator,
And
heck,
actually be an offensive coordinator. Actually be an offensive coordinator.
yeah, or who knows? Maybe an organization will, make him a passing coordinator. I mean, that was his thing in LSU. I mean, I mean, I, honestly, I hate to be mean, but it's like, he's not our problem.
Not at all. Get him out of here. Matt Rule, hopefully soon you won't be our problem either. Get him out of here.
Yeah, make room in the space for Matt Rule while you're at it, Mister Joe Brady. But hey, wish you the best. Hope it works out for you some way, somehow. Maybe 10, 12 years from now when you figure it out. But hey, it's you know.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for nothing.
Oh man, but that will conclude this edition of Carolina Panthers Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. We are your hosts, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram.
Mr. Carolina.
Thank y'all so much for watching and joining us today. Have a blessed, happy new year. 2022 is here. Let's keep pounding and let's go do this thing.
Let's get it done.
Alrighty. Till the next video, stay safe. God bless. Later,
Deuces.
folks.